I had never been angrier at my friend. I was ready to fight. My blood was boiling. And all of that because I was under a spell. And when I say spell, I know a lot of you guys think, well, that's f***ing bullshit. Because when you think of spell, you're thinking a word or phrase that'll change someone's emotions and behaviors. And clearly that doesn't exist in this world, right? I mean, my argument for this video is that it totally does exist in this world. And if you don't think it does exist in this world, just go up to a black guy and call him the N-word. I swear you're gonna know what I mean when I say that.
When you get called the N-word as a black person, you can do anything. It's like getting a gold star in Super Mario Brothers and jump. I hear the music. When I hear the N-word, I'm like, you know, like I get it right into it.
Now, it sounds kind of like a joke, but there's truth to that. And I'm speaking here as a Mexican who had a different spell put under me. Let's go back to that story of my frustration. There was this one time in middle school, not one time, it was actually many times. I would be in middle school and I would be near the soccer fields during my nutrition or lunch classes, and I would just hear all the soccer players shout, hey Beaner, do this, hey pass the ball Beaner, ha 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 ha. And there'd be random giggles going around and I didn't think anything of it, you know, because I didn't even know what the word Beaner meant. Until one time I went home and I found out my uncle had an entirely different perspective to this word. And I had to figure this out because I'm there eating my lunch with my beans and I'm like, Beaner. And my uncle's like, don't say that word. And I'm like, why not? And he was like, because it's racist and an insult to Mexicans. And I was like, dude, but literally like everyone in school is saying it all the time. And he's like, don't let them say it. They're making fun of you. They're attacking our people. They're making fun of your brother, your mama. And I'm like, what? Now you gotta understand, this is someone I look up to. This is an uncle of mine telling me how I should interpret this word. And because I loved and respected this man, I'm just like, yes, Messiah, say what you need to say, I'll believe it. And he told me to hate the word Beaner. Now get this, I wasn't affected by that word for literally the entire time I was in school. Because I mean, if you think about it, words are just sounds we throw at people. They're just vibrations through the air. They're not supposed to cut us up and hurt us. And I was immune to that until now that my uncle taught me how I should interpret that word. And so now I'm walking around, I'm hearing the word Beaner tossed around and I'm getting mad. I'm like, my mama, my brother, yo, stop that shit. And I was tripping out because when you think about it, who was the one who suffered? I did. I was immune to pain, but now because he taught me how to interpret this word, it acted like a spell that'll just put me in this heated, angry, agitated state. And it also makes me think irrational. I don't even think these people were, like, if you think about it, most of my school was Mexicans. It was a bunch of beaners just saying the word beaner, you know, because when you're in middle school, shock humor and racist jokes, they bang, bruh. And so there I was as a fucking middle schooler, walking around, hanging around with other middle schoolers who laughed at, I mean, I was laughing at other completely fucked up jokes, but I couldn't laugh at this Mexican one because they told me not to. What if we don't have to feel this pain? Because think about it. I'm the guy who suffered. At the end of the day, when the word Beaner gets tossed around, my heart palpitated. My blood boiled. I felt the injustice, and that's not a good feeling. So, in a sense, my uncle taught me something that would increase my suffering. Now, I understand that in life, suffering is inevitable, but there's some suffering we don't have to experience. And I wasn't experiencing any of that until my uncle told me, and then it got me thinking, are there other words that do this? And I was like, yeah, obviously, right? I made that joke about the black community earlier. They can't hear that word without an effect happening to them. And I'm just asking the question, is that a benefit to you? Like when it was happening to me, it pissed me off. It got me angry, but it's like, who wants to feel that all the time? Now, some people might argue, but Edgar, what if they really were making fun of your race? Well, the thing is, I mean, if they really were, I still wouldn't want to give strangers the power to have effects over my emotions. But the point is, most of the time they weren't. Most of the time they were just people trying to create shock humor, and I took that the wrong way. Now, I'm not saying that there aren't actual racists out there. I'm just saying I was casting a wide net and I was like, 100% of the population that says this word is a racist. And that was wrong. That was just statistically and factually inaccurate. But I walked through life as if that was true, which again, increased my suffering. And I'm sure that there's different words for different communities. Like we know the Jews. I mean, I feel like I can't even say the word Jew without, I feel like the word Jew can sometimes be considered an insult, like that guy's a Jew. I'm gonna stop. Anyways, I'm not trying to out here to create some controversy to get people to just be mad at stuff. Quite the opposite. I'm trying to get people to recognize there's a lot of suffering that is a choice. There's some that we can choose to reanalyze and reinterpret because, I mean, it's up for our own well-being. There are other words that are like spells that also affect us positively. There aren't just negative spells. Like for example, as children, we're taught the magic word, please. By the way, that crosses cultures. When I was a Mexican, they're like, ¿Cómo se dice? And I'm like, por favor. And they're like, yeah. And it goes everywhere. They're teaching you these words and they're not always a bad thing. Now, every word has a certain kind of meaning, but I like knowing that now I can rip apart certain words and reanalyze their meaning so it doesn't hurt me as much. For example, when I was growing up, because of my personality, I was called weird a lot. And weird was this insult for me that I took like, you're other, we don't want to be with you, because that's how people treated me when they said the word weird. But then after consuming other pieces of media, weird became the thing I wanted to be. And I rechanged the word weird from being an attack on me to being a compliment. Goddamn right I'm weird. I don't want to be like the rest of you. That makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be another brick in the wall. So I'm okay with being weird. But that was me, again, reinterpreting a different word and thereby changing so much of my suffering. How many words are out there doing that? In fact, I almost feel like the media goes out of their way to create more suffering simply because it makes them more money. Yes, I did change clothes. Don't think too deeply about it. But yeah, I remember there's one time in particular when the news media was going out of their way to tell me that, yo man, you should get really offended when that guy said shithole countries. You should get pissed. You should be mad. You should be, I was like, hold the fuck on. I remember this. Not again, uncle, or should I say news media, who's just one giant uncle telling me how angry I should be at something.
Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Your clothes are black.
And then I realized it's in the media's best interest to be able to create emotional reactions, because then you just stay a hooked viewer. And I'm like, why am I going to let them manipulate me like that? I'm my own man, god damn it. We should probably be focusing more on the words and what they mean. We're letting them puppet us. And it's like, I don't like being a puppet.
That's kind of why I didn't want to do this song, Shake It, or like any drill songs, because it's like these songs are activating like these demons that I killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that girl anymore. Like I just want to be a mother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to be that old Cardi anymore.
Guys, let me know what you think. I kind of like this video. It felt a lot easier to make because, honestly, I've been trying to capture my personality on camera. And anyone who knows me knows that I haven't been able to do that because they're like, dude, we love you in person, but we only like you in camera. And I'm like, fuck you, first of all. But second of all, you're right. I watch these videos too. But I feel like this video was a bit more of my essence. So let me know what you think. I'm gonna come out with more videos like this. But toodles, bitches.